Watch our studio grow. Today, we're going on a 3-studio tour. No, we won't get stuck on an uncharted tropical island. Sorry. Studio 1, Highlands Ranch, Colorado. My office and studio space was housed in what should have been the great room. It was cluttered and had barriers everywhere to try to deter the supervisors. Those supervisors? Let's meet them, shall we? Lucy Furr, senior supervisor. Fun fact, she thinks her head is very heavy and must be supported. Elsie, junior supervisor. She looks so innocent and sweet, doesn't she? Right. Okay, she is, but one day we came home to this. I'm not the greatest at neat and clean, but this, it wasn't me. Wonder who did it? Turns out, in addition to rearranging things, Elsie was table dancing. Guess she forgot about the security cameras. Happily, plexiglass toppers on the fences deterred the supervisors from unauthorized access. April 2020, we moved to Erie. Erie, Pennsylvania, not Erie, Colorado. It was so weird, but nice. Driving across the country right after the lockdown hit. The roads were deserted. Studio 2, Erie, Pennsylvania. The new studio took up half of the basement space in the townhouse. Count it, one outlet. Crazy making. Anywho, let's tour. First up, a 2-person solid wood work table, 7 by 3.5 feet. It was a $50 Facebook Marketplace find. Sweet. Some storage, overflowing. Liquids in a crate on the floor, obviously not supervisor friendly. No worries, they were not allowed down here without us, but we are storing them better in the current studio. More storage, it was my dad's fly tying cabinet, sewing table, also a layout, cutting, and drying table, and it folds into a 16-inch by 47-inch cabinet. Stack of leather, what's not to like? I eventually set up shelves for the leather and leather swatches, fabric, and other things. A 20-ton hydraulic press for clicking leather and pressing metal into dies. A workbench replaced the table of leather. It had the Dremel drill setup shown here. We later added a jeweler's bench lathe for grinding and polishing, and a DC power supply for fun with reactive metals. The stack of leather table became a soldering table. I somehow don't have a picture of it. Here's the feedback from my supervisors when they learned of that oversight. One more shelf area, this one for in-progress stuff. A free granite piece from local memorial maker. My stamping improved so much with this addition. Obviously still needs practice, but is much better, believe me. Lucifer didn't like the loud sounds bouncing off the concrete and cinder block, so didn't visit much. Elsie loved the sliding glass door the most. We put barriers in place for when the door was open, as she does not respect screens. March 2022, we moved back to Colorado. Roads sure weren't deserted this time. Studio 3, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Yay, a finished basement with tons of outlet. We still have a lot of unpacking and setting up to do, but didn't want to delay the video. It could be months. Here's the view from the hallway, which leads to my bathroom and Dana's office space. This is the view from a back corner and the other back corner, my office area. I have it set up so that when I'm in my chair at the work table, I can easily spin my laptop around if I need to use it. And you can't tell from this picture, but I can see part of Cheyenne Mountain, which is famous for being where the Stargate was housed. Here's one of 2 bookshelves behind my desk. This one has all the studio-related books. The other has stuff for my day jobs. I like this bookshelf best. My side of the table, Dana's side. This table will have the torch, annealing pans, quench baths, solar pads, and a wee little clay kiln someday, and other such fiery things. We'll also be adding a fan system to this table. Between the fans, the sliding glass door, and the window by my desk, we should have adequate ventilation for what we do. Our desk table for the drill, bench lathe, and any other dusty stuff. Someday we'll add a vacuum dust debris collector to service all 3 tables. Wet bar area that will house water baths, etch solution, pickle pot, and other such wet things. It will also be where we anodize the reactive metals. The fly tying cabinet is patiently waiting for me to unpack the supplies. The sewing, cutting, layout, and drying tables here as well. My bathroom, where some things are stored until the wet bar area is ready for use. It also has more general storage in here for liquids and things that we want to hide from the supervisors. And last but not least, the storage room. Shelves to the left and straight back are for studio stuff. The right-hand shelves are for normal, we have too much stuff. The 20-ton hydraulic press will also live in here. Well, it already does. That's it there on the floor in pieces. Here's a first, second, Here is a much revised diagram on the desired layout. Even so, we still made adjustments, such as putting the dust table against the back wall instead of the door wall. Happily, that change will also reduce the amount of ductwork that we'll need down the road. Future someday. We'll get jeweler's benches and foredoms to put on either side of the work table. Oh, but won't that be nice? That's probably all the large items we'll be able to fit. Definitely sufficient for our current and near future needs. We might actually move again. And wouldn't it be nice if we could have or build a separate studio space? Yes, yes, it would. Sure wish I had some bloopers or teasers or something to show you for sticking around this long. Maybe next time.